feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. But it's sink or swim, only option is to win. In the murky water, not a thought of giving in.
Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Boca Raton Shrimp Tank. I'm your host, Jason Hill, sitting here with my co-host, Kevin Cox, far end of the table. He does return to the arena. Last week, he was not able to make the show. We had a great episode this week. We had Brian Javeline on the show, the CEO and founder of MyOnlineToolbox.com. You can check out the entire episode at the Boca Raton Shrimp Tank Podcast.com, as well as on iTunes. So, Brian, for the audience listening today, can you tell them a little bit about your current company? You're also a serial entrepreneur. You've had so many companies since the age of 12, he was discussing on this podcast. So tell us a little bit about your current venture.
Okay, thank you again. My Online Toolbox is specifically a company that's helping contractors, painters, plumbers, remodelers, roofers, new construction in the residential marketplace, teaching them the very simplistic principle on how to get more quality leads.
Yes, and it's so important today. You know, you have everyone struggling out there with trying to get customers, right? Everyone's doing these flyers you see. We talked about that on the podcast. Flyers are not working, and Brian's really helping a lot of folks, you know, not go the traditional route, which is paying for an Angie list service or Yelp service or My Home Advisor, and really going one-on-one with the construction industry and really seeing some great traction. You know, Kevin, what were your thoughts during this episode?
Well, it's a really great explanation of how to change the perspective of these everyday entrepreneurs. Brian, why don't you tell us what's sort of seemingly the most important thing that you do for your customers, or the most important thing that you teach them?
The overriding statement that we talk to our customers is to remember, don't look at the world like a tradesman, but look at it as being a business person who happens to be involved in a particular trade. A lot of the contractors out there like to look at themselves as saying, I am a remodeler, or I'm a flooring person, or I'm an electrician. We take them a step back and say, no. You're a business person who happens to be in the craft of being an electrician or a remodeler or a roofer, and from there, you need to implement a certain set of business principles to help amplify exactly what you do as a business person and not just as a craftsperson.
Yeah, and I absolutely love it because down here in South Florida, there's so many folks moving down here today, and they need to find the right people to do work on their house. I moved down here a year and a half ago to South Florida. I had so many people at my house, and just those little things that you taught us during the podcast could have meant the world of a difference for all the people in the construction world had they implemented some of those strategies. How I would have met them, how I would have given a review right on their site if they just asked, right? And how powerful it would have been if I went onto these sites and wrote a review and then helped them get their next customer in the door because of that review. Well, Brian, thank you so much for coming out here to the Shrimp Tank today. For the audience listening, how could they get in touch with you as well as your company?
Well, it's always very simple, myonlinetoolbox.com, and that's everything you need to know on how to reach me, my company, and the products that we offer.
Well, thanks again for coming out to the Shrimp Tank today. We'll catch everyone at 4 o'clock every Tuesday. Take care, all.